All right, so now we've already done a bunch with this, but because this math is confusing and is the first time you're seeing it, we're going to spend more time with mass mole conversions. I've sort of been building you up to this, and I've been, well, I don't know, I'm doing this before we've done class, so I'm guessing that I've encouraged you that we'll get there, even if you don't feel totally comfortable yet. Let's use purple. I'm in a purple mood. Okay, so mass mole conversions. So let's say we have, I want to know in 2.5 grams of KCN, how many moles of CN minus are there? So the first thing I need to do is I need my conversion factor. So I have KCN. So what's the molar mass? Well, I have 1 times 14 here, which is 14. I have 1 times 12 here, that's 12. And for K, I have 1 times 39, which is 39. So I sum it all up, I get 65 grams per 1 mole. All right, so now I'm going to change colors. Now, K is actually 39.1, but for us it's close enough that we just do 39. So if I have 2.5 grams of KCN, first thing I need to do is convert it to moles. Well, my I know I have 65 grams per 1 mole. So I need to put grams of KCN on the bottom, which that number is 65. That's the one that matches up. And I put the 1 mole of KCN on the top. So that crosses out. So now, but I don't want moles of KCN. I want moles of CN minus. So I know for every mole of KCN, I also have 1 mole of CN minus. I know that because my formula is KCN, and that's equal, the CN is equal to 1. So I can cross out moles of KCN, and in the end I get 2.5 moles of CN minus divided by 65, and I get 0.038 moles of CN minus. Now, if I had something else instead of KCN, say I had CaCN2, well, instead of having a 1-to-1 ratio like I have up here, I would have 2 moles of CN minus per 1 mole of CaCN2. Just so you know that for the future. So your number would be double that. All right, so let's convert from moles to mass. 0.015 moles of C8H11NO3. All right, so let's find our molar mass. C8H11NO3. So I have 3 times 16 is 48. 1 times 14 equals 14. 11 times 1 is 11. And 8 times 12 is 96. Okay, I'm going to cheat. I could do this, but I'll tell you I already have this written down, and it's 169 grams per 1 mole. All right. So I want to know how many grams that is. So I have 0.015. And I'm sure for some of you guys this is already tedious. But for others, you know, we'll get there. So moles is what I want to get rid of. So I put my 1 mole on the bottom, my 169 grams on top. So I do 169 times 0.015, and I get 0.25 grams. Now, say instead of that, I'm going to annoy you guys. I'm going to erase this. Say instead instead of grams, I want milligrams. Well, again, I can use one of these conversion factors. So I know that 1 gram is equal to 1,000 milligrams. So I put the grams on the bottom because that's what I want to cross out. So now I have 0.015 times 169 times 1,000, and I get 250 milligrams. So again, this is why I want you to lay it out the long way, so you can be very diligent and careful with what's going on. All right. Well, now let's do it a little differently. So let's just say now I want 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C to molecules. I'm not going to put a huge emphasis on this in terms of molecules. The scientific notation is a little rough, but let's go through it. So I start with my 1,000 milligrams. Now, I know eventually I'm going to need my molar mass. Molar mass is always grams per mole. So let's convert this from milligrams to grams. So the milligrams cross out. So now I have grams, and I made it an easy number, so you know it's going to be 1 gram. But now I need my molar mass. So I think to myself, okay, I'm going to need to go to moles. So I have grams, so grams go on the bottom, which means moles go on the top. And I know 1 mole, if I do the molar mass out, it comes out to 176 grams. So now my grams can cross out, and I'm left with moles. But I'm not asking for moles. I'm asking for molecules. So here's my third step. I know 1 mole of anything is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd of that thing. So in this, it's molecules of vitamin C. So my moles cross out. And now I get 1,000 divided by 1,000, so that crosses out. I have 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of vitamin C divided by 176. And I get 3.41 times 10 to the 21st molecules. Now, the way I would write this in my calculator is I would do it this way. I would do 6.02 divided by 176. So I'd get 0.034. And then I would do E23. Or you might have, on my iPhone, it's like 10 to the, times 10 to the x. But you do EE23, and you'd get this number. Okay. So then that would lead you to this. And we'll talk about that in class too. So another day of how are moles related to mass. In order to convert moles to mass, multiply the number of moles by the molar mass. It's pretty straightforward. In order to convert mass to moles, divide the number of grams by the molar mass. And remember, unless you have hydrogen, your moles of the object is always going to be less than your grams of that subject, that substance.